Welcome to the development plan for an online learning training for a graphic design company called STYLEtech. This is prepared for course DL5723. My name is Gianna Tetto, and my goal today is to introduce you to the employee onboarding plan I designed, including the context for the training, the goals and objectives, and the best learning management systems to support the delivery of this onboarding process. The past 2.5 years have challenged those whose career satisfaction and success has relied on building face-to-face customer relationships. This transition has been particularly challenging, and many are struggling to see a way forward. Despite the pandemic, the corporate policy of setting annual performance goals has remained at our company historically. These goals have been set with our policy, but are rarely brought to fruition. Achieving goals gives way to meeting quotas, which drives commission and salary. In many cases, the goal was unrealistic or not relevant to a graphic design company, which made them easier to cast aside for this training. However, the HR department brings this training to you to inform and embrace new, eager hires to our company. Here we have the table of contents. This onboarding process will provide you with information about the company overview, an onboarding activity for new hires and employees, time off policies, employee behavior and expectations, benefits package with 401k information, and social corporate responsibility. On the first main page of the onboarding process, we welcome new hires to the team. STYLEtech is always looking for driven and talented people to join its ranks. As one of the top graphic design companies in the world, STYLEtech sets a high bar for its team and its employees. This handbook provides a company overview and background for new employees looking to find new information about the company they are about to join. It gives enough information for them to be familiar with names and a brief history of the background of how the company started in the first place. Once the new hires are done reading about the company overview and background, they will proceed to the next page in the onboarding process. The next part of the onboarding process is the onboarding activity. Once they have a brief review of the background of the company, the activity will provide the new hires with a sense of comfort and the ability to chat with their new staff and colleagues. STYLEtech is getting social with Water Cooler. Water Cooler is an app for casual conversation about hobbies, interests, and passions. This casual conversation is encouraged within the company, and it is encouraged to continue conversation, not just for when new hires are brought into the system. The Water Cooler app is used to communicate with employees regarding non-work related topics, and it is set up in a thread-like format. The thread can list each employee by name with a picture so that it becomes easier to place a face with the name. As mentioned before, the Water Cooler app is an ongoing conversation for employees, so this can continue after the new hires are greeted into the company. This serves as a good way for the new hires to become familiar with their new colleagues and teams. Once the onboarding activity is complete, the time off policies is the next part of the onboarding process for the new employees to review. The time off policies are listed, and there is also an employee paid time off scale. Paid interns and contractors are not eligible for paid time off. Entry and junior level employees are allowed 10 paid time off days. Senior level employees are allowed more days, and management employees and executive level staff are allowed even more. There is also contact information provided at the bottom of the time off policies page for new employees to reach out in case they have more questions. On the next page of the onboarding process, new employees are allowed to read more about the time off policies. It also gives a section about progressive disciplinary action relative to incidents of absenteeism, and it is administered on a rolling 12-month calendar basis. Unscheduled absences due to illness of 8 hours or more that result in consecutive days absent from work are considered one absence incident in relation to potential disciplinary action. The paid time off taken in excess can result in progressive disciplinary action, including employee termination. This time off will be unpaid, and the only possible exception to the policy must be granted by the company president. The reason for this information being included in the employee handbook is so that the new employees are held accountable and they realize the expectations that they must meet. On the next page, following the time off policies are further employee expectations that the new hires must review before starting within the company. The employee expectations are as follows. They must check online messages and emails frequently, and they must take their remote workstation essentials with them in case they are not in office. STYLEtech Graphic Design Company is a hybrid working environment. What this means is, on some days, STYLEtech employees will be in office, and other days they will have the option to work from home. All meetings on the remote working days are offered through Google Hangouts. All remote employees and staff are responsible for maintaining the privacy and security of any company-related documents, company data, and other work materials that are confidential and secure in their remote location. All remote workers must comply with the guidelines of the proper use of information technology. While working at home, it is important that all information work-related remains confidential. It also is important that all work-related information and materials at home are kept in a safe space so that they can utilize and access this information at any time. The reason for the working from home option that is available through STYLEtech is because we want to improve quality of life. Since the graphic design field can also be done working from home and not necessarily in office, we do not think that it is necessary to report to office 5 days a week. If there are any further questions or inquiries about the employee expectations, new employees and hires can reach out to the HR department and HR rep with contact information listed at the bottom. On the next part of the onboarding process, there is a brief description of the employee benefits and retirement information. There are 401k plans offered to the employees at STYLEtech. It's very simple to enroll in the STYLEtech recommended 401k plan. They could call the number that is listed on the onboarding pamphlet and also contact the HR representative if they have any questions. There are a number of options for them to choose from, and the benefits now are tax-deferred savings that allow them to save more with automatic payroll deductions for easy contribution. The potential of reaching lifetime saving and retirement goals is the ultimate goal here, and the sooner that they begin, the sooner they will reach their goals. So it is highly recommended that new hires enroll in the 401k retirement savings plan. We also list that we have our employees covered with medical, dental, and vision insurance. These are all offered to all of our employees, and further information and paperwork will be provided to them from our HR and payroll departments. They can check their work emails for further information, and they can also reach out to the HR department with any other further questions. Last but not least, the corporate social responsibility on the last page describes how, as a community, STYLEtech really likes to get involved and maintain a healthy relationship with our colleagues. Throughout the year, we attend and host events by supporting far-off communities by raising money, purchasing supplies, and building facilities, and even more. This allows us to work together outside of the actual work field in STYLEtech and build networks and create relationships outside of the office. Since that is the standard we hold ourselves to, STYLEtech also works closely with remote charities that are active in the communities where help is needed. This helps us again build our network and create those relationships. Through these experiences, our employees can learn far more, and this can improve their creativity, beliefs, and opinions inside the workforce. This is how the connectivism theory relates to the onboarding process of STYLEtech and the standard we hold ourselves to at STYLEtech. This is just a glimpse into the onboarding process for the STYLEtech Graphic Design Company. There is a lot more information to be shared, but this is just a brief overview of the information that would be shared to the new employees that are willing to join the company. It is important to give the employees as much information as possible without overwhelming them in the employee handbook. This onboarding activity specified at the beginning of the onboarding handbook will definitely come in handy for new employees to build relationships. In order for them to build these relationships, non-work related topics can definitely bring them closer to their colleagues and get to know them on a different level. These networks that they build and these ideas that they form can allow them to expand their knowledge and create new relationships within the workplace. As a teacher, I know that creating relationships is the most important. It optimizes effective learning within the classroom and creates that teacher-to-student relationship where the student looks forward to coming to class and learning new things every day. If that foundation is not formed, effective learning cannot take place.